This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
সবগুলো রিপোর্ট এলো কি? In all the matters been filed?
Yes. All the matters may not one. All the matters may not. The ওটা
লাস্টটা
সৌমদীপ পানিগ্রা হি
ওনাকে দিয়ে দিন এটা
এই যে সৌমদীপ পানিগ্রা কোথায় গেল?
But although because from my chamber, the hard copies.
No, doesn't matter. You give me this.
Yes, I just from এটা কোনটা দিলে আগে? I just
Citation.
one is 2018 6 SCC 618 State of Meghalaya and others versus Fikirba Kharia and others.
18.6 SCC? Page?
618.
618.
Yes, my lord. May I read? It's a very short, my lord. May I read it, my lord? Para 4. We are of the view that for the purity of the selection to the public post, it is desirable that as far as possible the selection process conducted by the selection bodies, especially the State Public Service Commission and the state selection boards is videographed. It is desirable that at examination center as well as interview center, CCTV cameras are installed to the extent viable. Footage thereof may be seen by an independent committee of 3 members and report of such committee may be placed on the website concerned. 5. Para 5. The registry is directed to send a copy of this order to the Department of Personnel and Training, DOPT, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pension for being forwarded to the authorities concerned for the compliance. 6. The special leave petition are accordingly disposed of. Pending application, if any, shall be also stand disposed of. The permission to file the special leave petition is granted. Grievance of the petitioner is that they were not heard by the High Court. If it is so, they are at all debated to move the High Court within the 2 weeks. That is the Malad. Now, Malad, kindly take 1981. Another judgment, Malad. Is a Supreme Court consistent views. 1981 1 SCC 722. At that point of time, there was no such videograph. So, my lord, what was the Supreme Court views on that period? So, my lord, first I place para 19 because in this selection process, what they did, my lord, why I asked for that? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
In this selection process, what is the number division? After preparation, there is a 60 marks for written examination. 10 marks is allocated for experience, 70. Then other interview 10, lecture demoted. In the disguise of lecture demo, actually it is interview. Even more than 15%, and that grounds is also one of the grounds for setting aside the rule. In Lubana as well as Moshumi, in every matter, I took that ground, my lord. In Ajoy Hasia matter, Supreme Court long back, my lord, in the year 1981, my lord, it is a para 19, last 4 line. Last 4 line, and it is, my lord, it is upheld till date, it is unaltered. We are of the view that under the existing circumstances, allocation of more than 15% of the total marks for the oral interview would be arbitrary and unreasonable and would be liable to be struck down as constitutionally invalid. Now, para 20, my lord. The petitioner arguing under the grounds of challenge argued that the oral interview as conducted in the present case was a mere pretense or farce as it did not last for more than 2 or 3 minutes per candidate on an average. The question which were asked were formal questions relating to percentage and residence of the candidate, and hardly any question was asked which has relevance to assessment of the suitability of the candidate with reference to any of the 4 factors required to be considered by the committee when the time spent on each candidate was not more than 2 or 3 minutes on an average. Contended the petitioner, how could the suitability of the candidate be assessed on a consideration of the relevant factor by holding such an interview, and how could the committee possibly judge the merit of the candidate with reference to this factor when no question bearing on this factor were asked to the candidate? Now there can be no doubt that if the interview did not take more than 2 or 3 minutes on an average and the question asked had no Bearing on the factor required to be taken into account, the oral interview test would be abbreviated because it would be impossible in such an interview to assess the merit of the candidate with reference to this factor. This allegation of the petitioner has been denied. The affidavit is required filed by SLST on the behalf of the college, and it has been stated that each candidate was interviewed for 6 to 8 minutes, and only the relevant question on the aforesaid subject were asked. If this statement of H.M. Choudhury is correct, it cannot find much fault with the oral interview test held by the committee. But we do not think it can act on the statement of made by H.M. Choudhury because there is nothing to show that he was present at the interview, and none of the three committee members has come forward to make an affidavit denying the allegation of the petitioner, stating that each candidate was interview for 6 to 8 minutes and only the relevant question were asked. We must therefore proceed on the basis that the interview of each candidate did not last for more than 2 or 3 minutes on an average, and hardly any question was asked bearing on the relevant factor. It has to be so the oral interview test must be held to be vitiated, and the selection made on the basis of the test must be held to be arbitrary. We are, however, not inclined for reasons already given to set aside the selection made for the academic year 1979 to 80. Though we may caution the state government and the society that for the future academic year, selection may be made on the basis of observation made by us in the judgment, which they might run on the risk of the being struck down. We may point out that in our opinion, if the marks allocated for the oral interview do not exceed 15% of the total marks and the candidate are properly interviewed, the relevant questions are asked with the view of the assessing their suitability with the reference to the factor required to be taken into consideration. The oral interview test would satisfy the criteria reasonableness and non-adherence. The last slide, that is most important. We think that it would also be desirable if the interview of the candidate is tape recorded, because at that point of time, tape recorder was the only recording process. For in that event, there will be no contemporaneous evidence to show what were the question asked to the candidate by the interviewing committee and what was that, and that event to that will eliminate a lot of unnecessary controversy by acting as a check on the possible arbitrariness of the interviewing commitment. So that is in the year 1981. Now, in the year 2018, Supreme Court says every state body, every conducting authority, gets a video graph. In absence of that, I filed a writ petition before this court, and the West Bengal Board of Primary Education on the first day when I moved that matter, they said no, yes, we accept it. For showing this Ajay Russia and 2018, they accept it and they give a notice in this regard, that is on yes. First paragraph. Other authorities did it, it is regarding West Bengal Board of Primary Education. It is thereby notified to all concerned that the West Bengal Board of Primary Education, being examining and recommending body of the recruitment of primary teacher in West Bengal, is going to conduct first-phase interview, and aptitude test interview. That is direct supervision and monitoring for the candidate who opted for all districts as per list for enclosed on Monday, such and such in terms of Rule 8.3. Such and such as first interview and aptitude test shall be an independent exercise. The exercise is necessitated since such interview and aptitude test for the 2022 recruitment process will also be tried process having regard to the number of candidates which should interview and aptitude test.
তিনটে স্ক্রিনে একই জিনিস দেখা যায়।
So, my respect to sufficient because Supreme Court since 1981 persisted view is that tape recorded videograph in percent of that in our state also some examining body they videograph here SSC consciously know it, and in this selection process what is this selection process? It is a continuation of 2016 selection process. In 2016 there was only 10% interview marks. Now they enhance it without videograph. The intention is very clear. Intention is very clear. From that manner, in this selection process, first they tried to accommodate all 10 candidates. Thereafter, they failed to do so in pursuance of court order. Thereafter, they tried to accommodate the physically handicapped candidate. Thereafter, they tried to accommodate that expiry panel candidate, OMR street manipulated candidate. Till they are in the this mallet and they are not videography. The intention is very clear. They consciously do it.
Milord,
What is
60 marks is for written examination, 10 is for the prior teaching experience,
10 is academic.
10 is academic, 10 is oral, and 10 is the lecture demonstration.
Oral interview 10%, lecture demo 10, 20 months, and prior teaching experience 10. And Malat, in the disguise of lecture demo, actually this is an interview. Malat,
Yes.
Malat, there is arbitrariness without videograph. So Malat 20% is a complete arbitrary. Whatever they want to do. So Malat, it is required now.
Milord, may I?
Milord, the state response first. State wants.
Yes. Milord, two things I needed to point out, Milord. Well, as far as Ajay Hasia is concerned, Milord, the judgment proceeds on the basis it was the only test. It was not supplementary to anything else. Here, the rules, in the rules, Milord, these 10, 10, 10 marks are supplementary to a written test and then academic score, then prior teaching experience, which are all according, it cannot be, it's not upon the discretion on anyone else. But if a logic kindly takes paragraph 18 of Ajay Hasia, so
1 minute. In the primary education, is the interview only a thing to be done, or the written is also there? Written is also.
written is there.
Madhyamik, there is HTS.
That means academic scores are taken away.
As well as the
State is there.
and thereafter
Interview is there.
And
And
combination of all.
even then, the primary education board has gone to the extent of taking the interview process in a videographic mode.
Yes.
In that case, what is the difficulty? What is the problem if you do it in the same manner?
Milord, first of all, Milord, in the writ petition,
H. But no pleading, but no pleading.
apart from a general apprehension, Milord,
No, forget the apprehension. Assuming that the apprehension is not there, the primary education board has done it possibly suo moto. There was no direction from the court to conduct this interview process under videography, because the notification, the notice that has been produced does not mention of any case number. So it is suo moto done. 2nd of June 2025. Same state authority. Why can the similar process not be adopted by the commission?
I cannot offhand just now, Milord, answer your lordship, Milord. First of all, there has to be, Milord, one aspect of the problem is, Milord,
No problem, just to maintain transparency.
where
And
is the apprehension that it will not be transparent? That is my first question.
listen, please do
With
not,
respect, Milord. With
please
respect.
do not. 2016 recruitment got cancelled in 2024, affirmed in 25. Please do not do anything which will make the entire selection vulnerable.
Milord, this falling from your lordship presupposes, Milord, that there is some view somewhere that there might be something wrong. Milord,
There
first of all,
may be, you see the number of
Respect.
petitions coming.
respect. Milord, number of petitions
And
coming
it
on
will
this.
come.
This is the first petition.
Not decided finally, Milord.
It is not the issue.
Milord, if
It
a
is only
question is
the,
falling from your lordship, then Milord, I would have to answer your lordship by way of an affidavit
please come.
or otherwise. But Milord, offhand I cannot see why it is not being resorted to. And Milord, one thing your lordship may, that is, of course, Milord, on instructions, oral instructions as communicated, Milord, that for conducting this large scale interview for 9, 10, 11, 12 in any event, Milord, it is infrastructurally not possible for the commission as on date. Now,
The,
if the time limit is extended or the infrastructure is available,
updated. That is
updated,
different.
that,
But
that
then
is one issue.
the primary education, the similar number of
The
candidates
primary
are also
education, higher number.
higher.
Primary education is not governed by, we are not, we have no say.
I
What
understand,
we
but
can
it's
do is,
a
we can
state
apprise the commission.
instrumentality.
We can apprise the commission as to what is passing through your lordship's mind. We can also apprise our learned senior in this matter. We'll take a call. But kindly, do not pin us down that we have to do it today.
এটা না পার্ট অর্ডার ডিক্টেট করা হয়ে গিয়েছিল। দিস ইজ আইটেম নাম্বার 22। পার্ট অর্ডার ডিক্টেট করা হয়ে গিয়েছিল, ঠিক আছে। পরেরটা লিখুন যে দি প্রদীপ Punay, the petitioner as petitioners হবে prayed for a direction upon the authority to conduct in camera interview in the selection process. Stop. In support of such submission, reliance has been placed on the judgment delivered by the five-judge bench of the Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of Ajay Hasia and others versus নামটা লিখে নেবেন 1981 1 SCC 722. Paragraph 19. Reliance has also been placed on the
And most of the judgments are
judgment delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court
Not 141.
in the matter of state of Meghalaya and another versus নাম লিখবেন reported in 2018 6 SCC 618. Paragraph 4. The
Everything is temporary.
Supreme Court has directed that it is desirable that the state selection boards and bodies conducting the public selection process conducts the interview under CCTV cameras so that the footage thereof may be seen by an independent committee and the report of such committee may be placed on the website concerned. Stop. Next. Learned advocate for the petitioner has brought to the notice of the court, has drawn the attention of the court to the notice for interview / Viva voce and aptitude test published by the West Bengal Board of Primary Education dated 2nd June 2025, mentioning that the interview / Viva voce and aptitude test will be videographed. Stop. For the purpose of maintaining absolute fairness and transparency in the process of interview and lecture demonstration, consisting of 20 marks, the West Bengal Central School Service Commission may take a decision in line with the decision adopted by the Board of Primary Education to rule out any controversy making the recruitment process vulnerable. Stuff. Next. The
ওই primary
hearing of this matter stands adjourned till
দিয়েছো?
9th January 2026.
হ্যাঁ দিয়েছি
Stop.
আমি নিয়েছি একটা আরেকটা
The- It will be open for the respondents to file affidavit. Affidavit by
ওই পিটিশন গুলো লিখে ফেলো যেখানে আবার
January 2026.
এবার নেক্সট যেখানে মামলা হচ্ছে
আচ্ছা,
কোনটা?
the
দেখেই যাচ্ছি ভাই আমি।
এজ রিডাকশন
interview and the lecture demonstration of the petitioner. Acha, this is item 20. In which matter was the other order passed? 21 তে একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ অ্যাড আপ করা আছে যেখানে পিটিশনারকে পারমিশন দেওয়া হচ্ছে
প্রডিউস করো
অ্যাপিয়ার করা
প্রোডাকশনের মামলা হবে
21 তে
হ্যাঁ।
এই প্যারাগ্রাফটা থাকবে।
এবার 300 খানা মামলা হবে সিসিটিভি ফুটেজের জন্য
চেয়ারম্যান আর সুদীপ্তকে সেক্রেটারি করে দেবো, সেখানেও কম্পিটিশন নিয়ে
Affidavit.
ওরা তো অন্য লবি সুদীপ্ত আর ফিরোজ খান।